Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eurasian Plays, and in today's video I'm just going to go over a quick recap of what we've got so far in the Arctic Tundra Rescue Centre. So, unfortunately, we have been hit with our very first technical problem, and the recording I did for this area has completely vanished off the face of the earth, so that's fun. So, I'm going to do it a little bit differently today. Obviously I've already built it and probably put about an hour and a half's worth into it, and the hour and a half recording has completely vanished. I've checked everywhere, I've done searches through the computer, and it is just not anywhere to be found. So I'm going to do it a little bit different, because obviously I'm quite happy with what we've got so far. So I'm just going to go through and just pretty much just do a run through of what I've done. So I know I mentioned in the last episode we was doing a build for the Mute Swans. So as you can see, we do now have them in. They're now in and happy. So I built this shape here. So this is just a very random shape I drew with the path tool. So I literally just went round and I said, right, that's the shape we're going for. And then I had the idea of putting a bridge over the lake as well. So as you can see, these two here, they're looking at the swans from the bridge. So, but because the bridge went over the water, it did get rid of the in-game legs that it puts there. So what I've done is I've just used some of the Arctic beams and just popped them in just to support the bridge. And then what we've done is we've done it in two kind of halves. So I've done this half as the bit where the keeper can't access, and this is the other half where the enrichment items are. So here we've got a forage pool. So I just wanted this to be in this area, so as soon as you walk into the zoo, so you can kind of come through this way. In time I'm probably going to fence this bit off and probably do like a little entrance to this area. So I've got a little forage pool, we've got the education. So I wanted this just to be a bit where you can kind of walk around and just watch them playing around in the pool using the enrichment item. And then we've got just a little bit of foliage here as well. So we did quite a bit of rock work around the sides of this as well, as you can see over there as well. Oh, all these guys are cold. He's alright though, because he's got, what's he got? He's got a ball of tissue. Okay, so from here, so I wanted there to be just like a little bridge over the actual enclosure itself. So just one that you can kind of stand on, you can watch them coming in and out, because eventually in time I'm going to get more Mute Swans. And then on this side, so I wanted this to be more of like a private area for them. So as you can see they can climb up here. So we did all of this rock work here. So this is the aquatic rocks, so I'll just show you. So these are the ones that we used, and then what I did was I just kind of sunk them into the ground, and then when I got to here I shrunk them down again, just so they weren't kind of overhanging like that. We just made it so they kind of like blend in. And then what we used here was the dry buffalo grass. Let me try and select it for you. Oh, I had it then. Yep, so we used them. And then the same again for this, it was just a case of sinking them down. Actually I've noticed a couple of gaps here, so we'll do that. There we go, we can get some content. So I'm just going to finish off the rest of these bits. So I just kind of filled it out like that, because I wanted there just to be like a little bit of green poking through. So obviously as we're getting towards the edge, I just kind of sink them down as always. I'm going to leave these bits here, because the swans can actually go up onto these rocks. And then for the corners, so as you'll see, this corner here, these here, just these areas next to the bridge. So I did a couple of the reeds. Oh, he's really close. Posing some photos for them. I mean, they're pointing over there at that one, but there's literally one here waiting to say hello to you. Yeah, he's hiding in the reeds. So I just added these in. So I thought you normally see these when you go to like somewhere that's got a pond or something. I've seen them quite a few times when I've been to nature reserves and stuff in the UK. So I thought that'd be a good idea to add them here. And then underneath the bridge, so just following around, obviously we've got the rocks, the aquatic rocks. And then underneath the bridge here I just added some of the taiga, is it the taiga? No, the tundra rocks, sorry. So again, just sunk them down and just added them, and then like advanced duplicate. I might just add a couple more actually. Just like that, and then I might add some on this side just so it's not looking so bare. Probably go to about there. So I just did that like that, just making sure that they didn't actually pop through. And then on this side as well, so I added a couple of these common water lilies as well. So I think these are quite effective when they just kind of float straight on the water. I like the little lilies that come up, they're just pretty much just lily pads pretty much. It'd be good if we could get like tiny little frogs just to add on these, but I think it'd be quite difficult to make them. So I did that there. And then here as well I wanted to just kind of make like a little alpine kind of rockery area, just with some of the alpine shrubs and plants and stuff here. And then what I did here was just made this like a little gradient, so if the swan did want to walk up here and then kind of stand here, the guests can get kind of good photos. If it wanted to come up here it can do, if not it's not kind of forced to. I left this bit here quite barren because I thought obviously they've got water requirements and they've got land requirements. So I put their main enrichment item here. So I just kind of pictured it like when you go to a country park or something in the UK, sometimes they'll just kind of be sat on the side and then they've got areas to roam and stuff. And then obviously we've got the enrichment item here which they can access, so let me just select one of them. Oh, not that. So they can access all of the area, so they can get into the enrichment item, they can go up on here, and by the looks of it they can pop off and jump in as well, which is pretty cool. I've not seen that happen yet, but I just thought with this it adds a nice little effect. Just going to sink a couple more around here just to fill in these gaps. Just going to pop them between the hostas as well. I might even extend this around a little bit. Just like that. And then we've got like a little rockery bed there. So again, more education on this side. So whichever way around they go. One thing I would absolutely love to see in Planet Zoo, and I know they had it in, not so much had it, but you could make it like one-way paths. So in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 you could add like a no entry point. So you could add like no entry here, which would force the guests to go around, and then they can come out of here. But we don't have them in game, which is a little bit annoying, but I don't mind them kind of going to wherever. So the bridge is working just how I wanted it to as well. I'm not going to go into this yet because I want to do a separate part for that because it was quite a handful to make. So yeah, so this is overview of what we've got so far. I'm absolutely gutted that this whole recording thing went because I had quite a lot of fun doing all this. I added some shops as well, so just to keep the finances. So as you can see from the previous video, the finances are a little bit better. They were a bit higher, but obviously I spent a bit building this area. So what we added here is we added the Gulpy Energy, the Pizza Pen, and then I can't remember which one this is. Oh, this is an information booth, I think. Yeah, information centre. I added 2 ATMs just so people could draw money out, and then I've added a little toilet block here. In time I'm probably going to extend this out and add another toilet block, but I've added 50p or 50 cent, sorry, charge to all toilets, so I'll just synchronise the prices. And then what I've also done as well is I've gone, instead of using themed bins, I've gone for the recycling bin and just the standard Planet Zoo bin. So these are dotted all around the park, so in this colour sequence as well. And then just done them there. Pretty much most to all the food outlets, just so we're not having litter all over the place. And then we also welcomed some baby raccoons. So this is why I'm quite annoyed, because we got over quite a lot there in the last video, but it has now vanished. So what I can do is I can use this episode actually to release some of these to the wild. So we've got quite a few now. So these ones here, so as you can see, it will advise you that there is an outsider. So we're going to select both of them and release them to the wild. You don't get many for this, but 100 conservation credits is 100 conservation credits. It's better than nothing. So as you can see, people are lining up to see the baby raccoons. We've got the mechanic, everyone's coming in here. So we've got the keeper, mechanic, and the vet's just been as well. So he's just repaired the barriers. The vet's just doing routine checks, I believe, and then the keeper will just be refilling all the enrichment items as well. Okay, so they're utilising their climbing frame. and they'll all be running down in a minute to get the food, so let's watch them. Ooh, little baby. The babies are tiny. Oh, the other one's catching him. Oh, straight for him. Oh. No collision on these at all. Okay, whoa, they've ate that food so fast. The keeper literally just put that down about 10 seconds ago, and now they're using it as a jump pad. Did he put anything in there? Oh, he's put something in the slow feeder. So let's just sit and watch them all come to the slow feeder. Well, they're actually interacting with this pretty cool. I quite like that. I like picking it up with the hands. And we've got another one coming over now, look, to have another feed. I'd hurry up, mate, because it'll all be gone with these pair. You want to join them? Oh. Yep, they're all joining them. So I did check as well in the last episode if we had any more of the melanistic ones. But unfortunately, they have both bred, but they've not passed the melanistic gene through to any of the babies. They've all just come out as just the standard raccoon colours. So we'll keep trying. Like I say, I'm not going to pop them onto contraceptives. I'm going to keep just breeding them, because it's a small little contribution to all of the overalls. So yeah, so that's this area. That's the updates we've got on here. And then up here as well, so we've got another toilet block, we've got the fries, and we've got the, I know they call it Starbucks then, the Red Fox coffee. I honestly don't know why I was going to call it Starbucks. But yeah, we've got a little coffee shop there. So these are all going to be gone up, and we'll make them look a little bit more spicy. We'll make these look a little bit more spicy as well, kind of like these over here. So back to the Swan. So it's quite a nice little scenic area. So if we just take the UI off. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I tried to make it as like blending as possible. I kind of wanted it so it just looks like a little nature trail, but then you've got the swans in the middle. I didn't want it to make it look like an enclosure as such. So I just kind of wanted that thin little path just around the outside, and then just kind of got a little bridge over. I'd kind of view this as like a little local conservation centre. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop to here. So I added this area because during recording I was getting absolutely no guests here, but then they've got no reason to come to this area. Oh, back to blue. Like that. There we go. So I made this little kind of like a merchandise place. So we've got just a memento and loony balloons. So these two are here. This is just to attract the guests just to this area, and then hopefully they will stand about here and look at the swans, and then obviously read up about them and add some donations. So what I'm going to do as well is I'm just going to pop it into explore mode just so I can... We'll do the full tour. We'll do the full tour because I think that's quite cool. Okay, so if you're looking out over here, so this is just like the Grasslands area. This is just where they're going to chill. This is where the keeper can go to. So obviously they're making their report on the swans. So as you can see in the distance, they're coming down just underneath the bridge. Everyone's excited on top of the bridge waiting for them to swim through. So if we go round this way, so there's not a great deal to see just around here. It's just pretty much the same angle. Obviously we're copying the theme of the trees around the whole of this park pretty much, because like I say, it's just a little mini series. It's not going to be massively in depth like Tropical Castle. We'll come over the bridge at the end. So this is the rock work that I did. So just this area here. So this is actually their shelter. So when I get around to it, I'll just do a little bit more of a backstory on what I've done there. So I think as well, whilst I'm here, I am just gonna... But I've never used this mode for building before. Got any more of the aquatic rocks? Any small ones? That'll do. Right, just give me 2 seconds. Because what I want to do is I would like to fill this area in. I feel like maybe I should go into explore mode more often, because then I find like little gaps. Why is he walking off the path? Okay, that's fair. I don't know why he just completely walked off the path, because it is an in-game path. Okay, and then here we've got the 2 shops that I just went through. So with this theme, I stuck with this theme, same as this. So let's just do a little sideways thingy. So we've got the education, the bridge in the background, and then we've got this like little rock bed area. So my initial thought for this was to have it so the swans couldn't actually access this, but if you click on them, they can get straight up. I wanted it just so they could kind of swim to here, but it's fine, they can come all the way up, so I'm not too bothered. So this theme here, so I wanted this to be like an old abandoned kind of Viking ship, and I think it worked out rather well. So using the pack bits from the Arctic pack, so here I just added a little window. So this is actually their off-show area, so they can come in here and sleep, and this is one-way glass, so if we just scrap that, let's go back into free look mode, just so we can get a better look. So I wanted to stick shape as like an old boat, and then I used these little struck things, so I called it the Swan shipwreck, because that's pretty much what it is. So they can go through here, got a little mirror mobile in there as well, which they can interact with. And let me just lower all these, because I'm not sure why all of these items fired up. Just lower them all into the ground. There we go. So yeah, so they can lie down here. They can't overly see the guests. Obviously I know there's gaps and stuff here, but it's just more for their kind of resting areas. It's very much a shipwreck. They can go in, they can access it. It's nice and private for them. So like I say, I know there's little holes and stuff, but it's still the hard shelter. It counts towards all the hard shelter. The only thing whilst I'm here, this is what I do. I see stuff and I start amending it. I'm going to add that little piece in there. And what I'm not going to do is keep random rotation on. And then I'm just going to pull these 2 down as well. There we go. Right, okay, so I'm happy with that. So if we just go back out. So I just want to show you all of the shipwreck. So I kind of put this rock, I made up a little story on the last recording that imaginary there was like a sea or something here years ago, or like a lake, and this kind of ship's accidentally come in, crashed into a load of rocks, and they've just left it here and built around it. So I tried to keep that kind of shape. I know it's not a ship you'd probably see, but I kind of had like the back and then the front half bent as if it had like crashed here. Put this tree, it can crash into the tree for story purposes. So I just kept it like that. And then obviously from the top, I wasn't going to add anything, but I used, let me just show you this, because I thought it went quite well, and it adds really well to the effect. So this is actually an Arctic door, and it works quite well I think, because it gives that kind of effect that it's all kind of fallen, but obviously in real life we've technically restored this, and we've put these little struts up to keep it in place. So let's go back to the tour, because obviously we ended up jumping on top of the ship, which we didn't want to do. So just coming around the side as well. So this is the point to where we got to where we said we was going to just jump in and just have a look. So at the minute obviously there's no swans, none in here, but obviously as you can imagine they'll come round and they'll just kind of sit here. You've got the education point there as well. In the next episode as well, I'm going to do more of like a work zone, like park maintenance kind of thing. So let's just have a look. So they're in their enrichment forage pool at the moment. So there'll be like little bits and bobs in here for them. Let's just zoom back out. So let's go over the bridge. So that's the shipwreck. And we've got all the rockery. We've added some trees behind as well, just to make it blend in with the landscape a little bit. So I really like this. I might utilise this more in if we do like seals or something, which I'm probably going to do in the future. I might do this around the edge of like the seal habitats. I think it's quite effective. really like this. So I've never really used the aquatic rocks this much, but I think it adds a really nice effect. And then obviously we've got the little water jets as well, so they'll just kind of trickle through. Okay, and then let's look on the other side as well. She's really happy to be seeing the swans. I just always have the urge just to pop people's balloons when I'm walking around. Such a menace. Right, let's go back down. So obviously you can exit here as well. So like I say, I'm going to do kind of some wooden structures over this. I might do this as like a little swan garden or something. I think that would work quite well. So if we just have a look at this angle as well. And also on the lost, we're going to call it the lost recording. I might also do like I don't know what you call it, like a I don't know what they're called. Like when they have kind of like shelter over the top of the like a bridge. Just kind of do that and slope it down, and just make it so it looks a little bit more. You know, like the ones that you see in like America and stuff when they've got the bridges with the roof and stuff over it. We'll just call it a spicy bridge for now, so I can't remember. So the vet's just doing a routine visit to check on our swans, so that's all good. So yeah, so that is pretty much where we got to with Swan Garden. Like I say, I'm absolutely gutted that recording is nowhere to be found. I am hoping at some point it just randomly turns up, because it was quite a good little recording. It's probably the most I've ever spoke on a video, but yep, it's one of them things. It happens. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. It's what it is. Technology, eh? I'm saying that as a youngster, but it is what it is. And then from here, next video, what we're going to do is we're going to go down here. So I might actually put the path in now while I'm thinking about it. So I was going to go from possibly this angle and go down, because I added this in. So if we just look, let me just get this path in and I'll show you what I did. So we're probably going to go down to kind of there. Then what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to slope this around and have like an aviary here. I know aviaries aren't in the game, but we're going to make our own and just kind of run with it, just like a little run. Probably have so I've got the bird packs as well, so we'll have a look through the bird packs, just see which ones we've got, because I can't remember which ones are downloaded. So we've got the jungle bird, and then we've got Drax bird packs as well. So these are the best ones that you can get. So let's just load one in and we'll just kind of have a look. I'm not going to place them because I've not got I've got the money, but we're not going to do it. So underneath it will also show you as well what bird it is. So you can add these in. I'm going to do a little bit of research into like tundra birds and stuff. We could probably do the bald eagle, probably do like a bald eagle aviary here, or in this area. Just kind of fill the space. Well yeah, this is where the next enclosure is going to go here. We're going to slope it. And this is going to be the viewing. And then the off-show area is going to be here. And this is going to be where the mystery animal, I know what I'm putting in, but I'm not going to say until next episode, is going to go. So we're going to have that there, and then we're going to make the imaginary aviary here, because we haven't got birds in game just yet, unfortunately. And then I'll probably not loop these two together. I'll probably loop it round to here, I think. But yeah, at the minute I'm not going to. I'm just going to block it off because obviously we're going to be building next episode. So I don't want the guests to be causing too much havoc and dropping litter all over the place. So if we just drop that down to just get that onto that as best as possible. So what we can do here is we can just kind of loop that around to where we want it. So if we say there, let's just add staff path so they can't access that. I know you can use the barriers, but I just like to use these because it's just easier for me to do that one. That's probably where we're going to put it, and then maybe on the back of the aviary. So the aviary is going to go possibly here, have like a little backstage area, and then have it here, and probably do a little path here. probably put a tiny little animal here. Or maybe just do like a little water feature, I'm not sure. We'll see how the next episode goes. But at the minute, this is what we've got so far. I wasn't going to put anything here. I was probably just going to put like a little lake with some of this kind of detail in. Some of these common lilies, just to fill this area. And then also as well, we're going to spice up the staff area. So this is just going to be a very basic kind of stone brick building. Probably going to build another hub potentially here, because like I say, this is going to be a really small, a very small zoo. I don't want it to be probably any bigger than, just let's draw a marking and then we'll try and stick. So I don't want it to be any bigger than this, because it's a mini zoo. So this is our boundary. I'm going to try my hardest not to go outside the boundary. Well, that's where I'm saying we're going to build to. So it's going to be a really short series. Obviously we've got 2 animals in already. We can potentially come back here. We could have something here, like the back end of something here, and then the viewing looped around here or something. We could pop something here and then have a path around view here, and they can see around the back here. And then obviously we've got the next one planned here, so I'm just we'll draw that in just so we know where we're going. So the next enclosure is going to go here. We're going to pop that in there, and then we're going to have the off-show area around here, and then possibly like a keeper hut here or something just to kind of close that corner off. But that's going to be where that is, so the guests can stand here and they can have got quite a good view. Here, this is probably just going to be trees again. So the little gaps like this, I'm just going to fill with foliage and trees. Same with here, might put a couple of rocks. This, I'm going to spice this up and make this just kind of a little bit more. Might probably stick with this kind of theme throughout the zoo for all of the merchandise and retail stuff. We kind of keep the theme from this, as if we're kind of repurposing that this made quite a mess and we upusing or upcycling all the parts that fell off it. So we might stick with that. I do want to make kind of like an indoor area, so we can possibly do that up here once we get to that part. But yeah, for what we've got so far, I'm quite happy with the mini zoo so far. Well, say mini zoo, it's more of a rescue centre. But yeah, we still need a name for it, because at the minute it's still called the Arctic. What's it called at the moment? Oh. So at the moment it's still called the Arctic Rescue Centre. I do want to change that because I'm not sure if the way I'm going with it now is still a rescue centre or not. I'm not sure. I think it's turned into more of a zoo. But we can still go with the theme of a rescue centre. And whilst I'm here, I've just noticed as well. So I'm going to guess that they think it's a good price. So we're going to just double that. We're going to put it up to 6. Just so we make a little bit more money. And then our finances should go up. So last year we made a little bit of a loss by about 1,000, but that's probably fine because we've hired more staff. Just as long as we keep going up and up and up, we'll sort out all the finances as well. And at the moment as well, I don't think the zoo warrants a staff zone because they've only got two enclosures to do. But once we add that one, we're going to make a staff zone. So we've got one here. And we're going to do this, and we're just going to do like a facilities one. But yeah, that is pretty much it for what I've built. Like I say, I'm really happy. Let me just change that into the standard one. Really happy with what we've got so far. Really like what I've done here. And yeah, it's just a shame that that recording has completely gone. I don't understand why though, because it was recording as normal, all the sound was fine. And then when I come to grab it, it's just vanished. I've literally searched the file name, I've searched everything, and it's just gone. It's not even in the recycling bin, so vanished off the face of the earth. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Oh, that's fine. Okay, so that is it for this video, guys. Sorry, it was a short one, but I've just done a little tour around and just kind of explained where we're going in the next one. obviously the build, if you want to know anything about the build, just drop it down below. I can probably try and recreate this in like a little short video or something, just to show you how I did it. But other than that, subscribe, drop some comments down below. If you have enjoyed this one, drop a like as well, because it really helps out the channel. But yeah, that's pretty much it, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks guys.